Hey guys, how's it going? It is Alec from Shvdow, and we are here today to break down Inferno and to go through the session that I used to mix it, and we're going to take a look at all the individual tracks and what I did to essentially make the song. So yeah, let's hop right into this and let's take a look. So in front of us here, you see the session. This is everything that is the song Inferno. There is 79 tracks total. That's a lot to me. That is a lot of tracks, and I believe half of them are vocal tracks, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. So there's a bunch of vocal tracks here, and we'll go through those here later. We're gonna start off the song at the very beginning. A lot of people ask me how I get my mixes to sound as big as they do, and it's a lot to do with impacts. Impacts are so important for just making your sound bigger, and I'll give you an example real quick. So this is the impact in Inferno. Huge. It is giant, sounds like something that's gonna be in like the next EDM track or whatever. That drop's coming in, that impact's happening. So that's essentially how we get this big just entrance. I unsoloed the wrong track there. So let's go back here, and we have our intro. I'm a rebel without a cause, I'm a want. And that's just how you get it to be so fucking big. Oh, if I said a bad word I can't say on YouTube, I'll bleep it later. But that's how you get that. And that's something I learned over just the course of producing and trial and error. So, yeah, that's one of the secrets that I love and I'm so happy to know. And it just makes your mixes sound giant. So, yeah, let's move on. The next one, I believe, is a Snare Impact. These two aren't labeled for some reason. I was really bad at labeling this one. So, yeah, we'll just take a listen to this real quick. Yeah, that's going to be a Snare Impact. I like to layer a lot of sounds, especially in different areas of the song, just to kind of make it a little bit different. It gives it a little bit of a bigger tone, especially on the snares. So we'll take a listen to this in context and go from there. Oh, so I'll go, I'll walk away from the doors that cast me out. Yeah, so that's essentially what that does. It's just a little extra layer, a little extra kind of spice. And yeah. And then there's one reverse in this song. There's one. And it's right here. Right as the time, sort of the time bending slow down thing happens. That's the only one. That's the only one that's in the song. It's the only one that's on the track. And yeah. Alrighty. So, drums. Drums are fun, and this one I did in a really, really weird way because this song actually was not meant to be Inferno. And that's a fun fact that I haven't actually shared with a lot of people. I was laying in bed one day, and I was just on my laptop, and I ended up getting a new version of Logic because I was using this really, really old laptop for a long time, and I just bought a new one, finally got to upgrade, and I started messing around with it. I liked a lot of the sounds I had. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. So I started messing around, and I got this sort of synthy EDM beat, no guitars, no real drums, things of that manner. And I just listened to it for like a day, and I was like, I kind of like this. I want to do something with this. I don't know if it can be anything because the chorus was like this weird do ka do ka do ka do ka. It's so weird hearing the original version of it now compared to this, but it was very different. It was more of a EDM pop song originally, and I'm honestly kind of glad I went in a different direction with it because this is now one of my favorite songs on this album, if not my favorite. I just think sometimes things work out in a way that they're supposed to, and that's what happened with this song. It just needed a little bit more evaluation. So yeah, let's dive into this and I will explain everything as we go along. So we have the drums now soloed. We're going to play through them. This is the verse. So there was something interesting in that. As you can hear, the kick drum did change. So that comes with the song being completely reworked. I was still figuring out how I wanted to attack this whenever I was making it, and I sat down with it. I was like, I don't see a reason why we can't have two kicks, honestly. So essentially, I kept the EDM kick because I really like just the thud of it. I thought it hit really hard, so I kept that, and then I went to another kit that I've been using on the rest of the album to kind of just give it some familiarity. That way, it sounds just cohesive with the rest of the album. So that's essentially what I did there, and yeah, we'll take a listen. So this is where the real drums, they're MIDI. This is where they come in though, and yeah, that's what you're hearing now. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. That's essentially where it becomes a real drum, or essentially our real drummer. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. Up next in the verse, we just have some different little spices to make everything sound kind of cool, especially on like the snare right here. I'll play these real quick. Just adds a little something else to the mix. And I thought that was really cool because, first and foremost, I love producing pop music. Like, that's one of my favorite things to do. And I had to inject it in this because this is a very poppy track. I was very scared to put it on Inferno, let alone call it Inferno. And it came out really well. And I think it earned the title. I think it earned the name. I think that's really a really beautiful thing about this song, and a beautiful thing about Shadowlight in general is that we're not focused on genre as much as we are making music that we want to make and play, and that's essentially the whole goal behind Shadowlight, and that's what we did with this song. And a lot of people are really digging it so far, and that makes me really happy because it's so far off from Good God. Like, holy shit. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the extent of the drums. They changed a little bit. Yeah, this is kind of cool, though. I want to show you guys this. So right here, there's obviously a cut, and that's because the song ended there originally, and my friend Jackson from Crucify Caroline, I sent him the song about almost a year ago now. That's how long the song's been in development. And he was like, the song needs to be longer. Because it was only like 2 minutes and a couple seconds, give or take. And he was like, it needs to be longer. And I didn't know how I felt about it at first because I felt like the song did what I wanted it to. And I did it, and I was very happy that I did in the end. And that's where this cut came from. And I think that's very cool. And I thank Jackson for that because it did need it. Looking back, I am so glad I made that decision. So yeah, moving on, we are going to take a look at the bass. And there's only one bass in the song, actually, which is kind of strange for me. I use a lot of basses usually. I usually put in like your real bass, a sub bass, MIDI bass, all that kind of stuff. And on this one, I went pure digital, which I don't do. So this was kind of cool. But I thought this was a fun bass tone, and this is one of the original ones from the original demo that stuck, and I just really like it, so I'll play it for you. That will never get old to me. I love that. Wow, 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 wow. That's just been the thing that's been in my head ever since we started writing the song. Like that. Wow, wow, wow. It's crazy. It's crazy how one little instrument can just stick with you through the entire process. And that's the one that always stuck out to me. Moving on, we're going to take a look at the synths because synths are fun. And there's a few of them. So let's take a listen to them soloed. Got a harmony coming in here. Switch the pre-chorus. I thought that was a kind of cool little bellish sounding thing. And of course, we got the lead synthesizer there. I always thought that sounded really cool. Yeah, so that's pretty much the extent of the synths throughout this song. I love them. They're some of my favorite keyboard work on the album. It was just fun. It was very laid back, and that's what I think made it my favorite. It was just very, very chill. It came together really, really well. It's always great when songs feel like they're coming together on their own, and that's what happened with this one for sure, and I can't even deny it. So yeah, that's the synths there. Let's move on. I did a weird thing with my guitars on this song. I have 4 different stacks. I usually mix in stacks at the end of the day because it's easier. As you can see, these tracks get so overwhelmingly huge. There's so many. So I like to condense them as much as I can, and this is how I do it. I just throw them into these stacks and go from there and match levels, and yeah, it's a fun way to mix. It's made my workflow a lot quicker. So yeah, let's take a look at these guitars. Let's solo them. These are the verse guitars. Just very standard chord progression. And I think that's all that's on these tracks here is that chord progression. So yeah. And then we have another little thing, and this one's cool because this one's kind of playing throughout most of the song, a good chunk of the song. And yeah, I really like this one. It's kind of like a harmony to the first guitar. So let's go ahead and add the other ones because it sounds super cool. This is essentially the chorus. Let's take a listen to that in context. there's the chorus. And yeah, so essentially the only thing that's really left there would be the pre-chorus guitars, which are pretty much the same thing as the first verse guitars, which are just the standard progression. And then I have about 3 of those just spread out. I like everything to be big, and I'd say it achieved that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for guitars though. We did all of them DI into the interface directly into Logic, and then I believe we used Guitar Rig from Native Instruments on most of these ones. So that was really cool. Okay, so now let's move on to vocals. There's a lot of vocals in this song. There's a lot. So we are going to go ahead and expand all of these. That didn't work how I wanted it to for some reason. Wow. But you can see there is a lot there. So let's go ahead. Can we solo all of these? Yes, we can. Let's take a listen to the acapella. I'm a rebel without a cause, I'm a wanted man, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint, I'm gonna try this again. Don't put your words in my mouth, I'm not heaven sent. Oh no, oh no, so I'll go. So before we get to the pre-chorus, I want to talk about the vocal effects that are on the actual vocals themselves. So if we pull up this here, so I did something differently on this song, and what I did was I did 4 real vocal takes on most everything, which I don't usually do. I usually only do about 3, and then I'll do other vocal effects in different tracks. But on this one, I decided we'll do 4. It'll make it sound a little bit bigger, sound a little bit thicker, and I think it really did achieve that. And yeah, on the effects vocal, we're just using a simple vocal transformer, and it works. I like it. It gets the job done. And then we're just EQing with SSL, compressing with your standard compressor in Logic. Nothing too extravagant. You got delay, reverb. I believe I'm using Valhalla Room or Valhalla Vintage, I believe. Let's check. So that is bus 9. Bus 9 is Vintage Verb. Yeah. So that's cool. I really like their stuff. Yeah. So let's keep going. Let's keep dissecting this song. The pre-chorus is about the same kind of setup as the verse, so yeah, as you can see. Oh, I'll walk away from the doors that cast me out. I've had my share of suicide, but I'll never get to heaven with that in mind. I'll keep on numbing with the drugs, and hopefully it doesn't get far this time. Into the flames, the Inferno. You will. So, just heard the chorus. There is a lot going on there. There is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 vocals, or 24 tracks that make up the chorus. And yeah, let's break these down, because these are honestly probably my favorite part of the song other than the synths. So let's take a listen. So here we have the chorus. I've had my share of suicide, but I'll never get to heaven with that in mind. I'll keep on numbing with the drugs, and hopefully it doesn't get far this time. So you hear the main top line, and originally it was only the top line. I didn't do too much else to make it bigger, but whenever I sat down and did it for real, I was like, I need to have some sort of harmony to raise it up, and that's what this here is. I've had my share of suicide, but I'll never get to heaven with that in mind. I'll keep on numbing with the drugs, and hopefully it doesn't get far this time. And those really just made it so much bigger, and I'm so glad I went back and did that. And so the only thing that's left vocally from the demo would be this line right here, the hook, the title, the hook. So yeah, this is the only thing I kept original. I don't know why I kept it original. I liked the delivery and it worked. So into the flames, the Inferno, and that is the hook. Then that is pretty much the song for the most part. That is everything broken down as far as I am seeing. Of course, other than the ending of the song. So a lot of people have asked me, what are you doing at the end of the song? And honestly, it's very simple. It's an easy thing to do. You just gotta know what it is. And essentially what we did was we did a tape stop, which is where you slow everything down. So we'll take a listen to the synths, the guitars, and this is what that sounds like. Brings it to a full pause, and it's just a tape stop. All you do is add the fade tool in Logic, drag it over, and switch it to a slow down, and it's does that effect. But yeah, that's a cool little tool. It's such a fun thing to use. We've used it a few times on this record and it's given some really cool results. So I highly recommend looking into those if you've never ever used the tape stop before. But yeah, guys, that is Inferno, top to bottom, and it is a lot. It's a lot, and every song from this point on just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So yeah, guys, I can't wait to show you guys what's next. There is a lot and I'm excited. And yeah, so anyways, guys, if you liked the video, please leave a like. Please subscribe to the channel, follow us on social medias, and if you want to see more content like this, let us know, because this is cool to me. This is fun to me. I like showing this kind of stuff off, and if you guys like learning about this kind of stuff, I'd be more than interested in showing more of it. So yeah, guys, I will talk to you later. It is Alec signing off.